Welcome to Spoonful of Strength, a podcast for people with chronic illness and the ones who love them, where we talk all things chronic. Here's your host, Rachel and Tina. Welcome to Spoonful of Strength, a podcast for people with chronic illness and the people who love them.
We want to welcome you to a new podcast designed to spread awareness about chronic illness. This is a place to bring people together and create a support group for anyone battling an illness and their support system and anyone who wants to learn more about chronic illnesses.
Right. So who are we? Well, my name is Rachel, and I have been a type 1 diabetic for over 25 years. I was diagnosed with MS in 2015 and also have some different muscular issues that we're still working on. But Tina?
Yep, I am Tina, as Rachel said. And in late 1990s, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. In 2018, I was diagnosed with stage 4 urothelial cancer, transitional cell carcinoma. And as a result of the treatments that I went through, I developed lymphocytic colitis. And then just this week, I was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease and stenosis in my spine, and dealing with a herniated disc.
You know, basically we were both a mess.
Yeah, we're a mess. We do want to say that we're not doctors, and everything on this podcast is our own opinions and experiences.
Right. So for some of you who may not know what the spoon theory is, you know, the spoonful of strength, what's with the spoon? So I'm going to break it down for you for anybody who's not familiar with that. But American writer Christine Miserandino wrote an essay in 2003 called The Spoon Theory. Now, Christine has lupus. She was out to eat with a friend. She was taking her medication, and her friend asked, you know, what's it like to have lupus? So Christine thought, okay, well, I'm going to walk around the diner grabbing up spoons. And she went around the diner and grabbed up all the spoons, and she gave them to her friend. Those spoons represented energy. So people with chronic illness start their day with less spoons than a healthy person does. Every task, no matter how small, is going to use up a spoon. So things like washing dishes, fixing dinner, getting dressed, all of those things use up a spoon. And when you're out of spoons, you're basically done for the day as far as energy. Now, personally, I'm not very good stopping when I'm out of spoons. So if I do continue, then I'm technically using spoons from the next day. So in other words, if I overdo it one day, then I pay for it the next. I wake up the next morning with even less spoons and potentially even the next day. So what that means is I've got to plan events like participating in an MS walk. I've got to make sure nothing's scheduled the day before, and I have to make sure the day after that I have plenty of time to rest. Same for family functions. You know, I use up a lot of spoons getting ready and traveling to the event. And what that means is I usually don't stay very long because I'm so limited on spoons that by the time I get home, I'm exhausted. Now, sleeping doesn't recharge or give you back spoons as it might with a healthy person. So basically, this spoon theory is a way for healthy people to understand, you know, what our fatigue feels like and what it's like to manage our fatigue.
And it can be difficult for other people who don't struggle with that to understand. I know I have a tendency to be a go person, so I'm always behind on spoons. And sometimes you don't even realize what you're doing. I actually had a friend the other day that was like, oh, Joe was seeing how busy you are on Facebook and said that you're off doing an awful lot for somebody that's supposed to be getting better. And that was when I realized I was like, I'm doing too much.
Yep.
But it's also easy to, on those days that you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got all my spoons today. I feel great. I am going to get so much stuff done because I don't know how long it's going to last. And you don't necessarily realize that you're actually, instead of just using those spoons and actually maybe saving a couple and not getting rid of all the spoons that day, then you could have more good days in a row versus one good day and then taking 2 or 3 days to
To
recover
recover,
from
right.
trying to get everything done and on that good day. So it can be difficult to learn how to balance those when there's more days that you're not feeling well. So you try to take advantage of the days that you're feeling well.
Right.
Why did we start this podcast? So even though all of us have different illnesses, we all deal with our illness every day, and we deal with the people around us not understanding what we go through. And that can also be that's a very frustrating thing.
Yep.
It kind of makes you feel like, um, it's easy to struggle with feeling like you're not doing enough, you're not contributing enough to the household. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you just simply can't. And I don't know about you. I do, because I know my brother well enough.
Yep.
But
Did we
our
forget to
support
mention?
system.
We
Yeah.
forgot to mention that we're sisters-in-law. So I married her brother. So
And
she
I'm the
knows a little
guilty
bit.
party of actually introducing him.
Yes. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Definitely.
yeah. Thankfully she doesn't hold it against me.
I'm sure I will one
um,
day.
Our support systems understand that. They understand that, oh gosh, the dishes didn't get done because I didn't feel well. But for us mentally, it's like, oh, I just didn't get all of this done, and I feel like I'm not contributing. So it can be kind of difficult. So even though our symptoms may be different, our mission is still the same, and that's just simply to get through the day. So by creating this group, we hopefully will grow our support system, and that will help make us even stronger.
Right. Right. So some of the things we're going to talk about, well, our first 2 episodes are going to be a little bit different because we are going to take turns interviewing each other. We want you to get to know us and our stories and how we got to where we're at. But then we also want to hear your stories as well. We are looking for people with different diseases that we can talk to and learn about their stories. We're going to cover topics like self-care, what it's like to be a caregiver. My husband has agreed to help us out and talk a little bit about being a caregiver and what that's like for him. We'll talk about cognitive and physical changes and, the depression and anxiety that can go along with those changes. And just managing chronic illness day to day. Any other subjects that you guys want to hear about. So we're looking to make this a community and hear what you guys have to say as well.
And we're also looking into having a live episode every month where we can share our stories, give helpful advice, and get to know each other. And I had started a group in early 2019 as a result of trying to deal with my cancer, and feeling like there was a purpose and I needed to be giving back. And that was the Hayden Heals Foundation. And the focus of that is very similar to the Spoonful of Strength, of just supporting each other, educating, talking about, what helps, what doesn't, our struggles that we go through. And also I would like my plan is to put together some short little weekend retreats, wellness retreats, where we can gather and just kind of, sometimes it's nice to get together with other people that understand what we're going through and just feel accepted and understood.
Right. We even talked about maybe even doing some live podcasts through the Hayden Heals Foundation, and a place where you can ask questions or share your story, and kind of like a support group. So we're looking into doing that as well.
Go back to our podcast every Tuesday where we'll discuss more topics. And feel free to send us a message with some topic ideas.
So our podcast will be released every Tuesday. Now, next week, we're going to be releasing 2 different episodes. Tuesday, I will be talking with Tina, and she's going to discuss her health journey from fibromyalgia to her cancer and beyond.
And on Thursday, I'll be talking to Rachel and learn about her journey through type 1 diabetes and the years of testing and waiting for her MS diagnosis. And we also want to talk to all of you. So please send us your stories in the comments section. We would love to share them.
Now, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Spoonful of Strength. That's Spoonful with 2 L's. You can also find me on Etsy. I've created some products for people with chronic illness, some inspirational things, and that again is Spoonful of Strength with 2 L's on Etsy.
And you can follow me on Facebook, Hayden Heals Foundation, Hayden Foundation. And I also have a shop called Soul Sisters Creation and Healing Arts. You can find that on Facebook, and that has just a variety of items that hopefully will bring some joy and uplifting messages in your daily lives.
Yes, a lot of good things on there. So thank you for joining us today. We wanted to give you just a little bit of an idea of what we're looking to do, and we are looking forward to doing this and hoping that you will join us weekly. So we will talk to you next week.